Apple has recently announced that they are removing Fortnite from the App Store. This is the first time in recent memory that Apple removed such a popular game from its App Store. In this video, we are going to look at why Apple did this and what Epic Games' response was.
For the 718th time, we present Camaro versus Mustang.
Many of us rely on them to get around, and I always wonder, you probably do too, which one is better?
It's just one offensive in its battle with rival Pepsi for hearts and taste buds.
So why did Apple decide to remove Fortnite from the App Store? Well, it all started when Epic gave people the option to purchase in-game goods directly from them through the app instead of buying them through the App Store. This bypasses Apple's 30% cut on all purchases made through the App Store. This violated Apple's App Store guidelines, and Apple was obviously not happy about this and kicked Fortnite off the App Store. In response to being kicked off the store, Epic Games, which makes Fortnite, are now suing Apple. However, Epic knew exactly what they were doing. They even sent out promotions saying that in-app items were now discounted 20%. This wasn't just a sale either, this was a permanent discount. They could afford to do this because they bypassed Apple's cut and could afford to lower prices since they no longer had to pay Apple 30%. So if you wanted to buy 1,000 V-Bucks, which is the in-game currency used to buy in-game items, it would cost you $7.99 to buy it directly from Epic, but would cost you $9.99 if you wanted to buy it through the Apple App Store. So people obviously stopped making purchases through Apple's App Store since it was more expensive. Epic's CEO Tim Sweeny has been vocal in the past saying that a 30% cut is no longer justified for App Store purchases because many developers can handle payments themselves and no longer need to rely on payments through the App Store. So this was basically Epic's way of standing up to Apple and making a point that they no longer wanted to pay their 30% fee. Epic is trying to sue Apple now over their App Store being a monopoly. They could have a case here, since if you have an Apple device, there's no real alternative if you don't want to use the App Store. Apple also preloads the App Store on all iPhones and iPads, and forbids any alternative methods from downloading its apps. It also requires developers that offer in-app goods to use its payment method, and forbids them not only from using alternatives, but actually from mentioning in their apps that users could buy the same product elsewhere for less money. If Apple doesn't like your app and they kick you off the App Store, there's no way for people on Apple devices to get your app. This is a huge market share being lost, since there's 1.5 billion Apple devices around the world. This forces developers to play by Apple's rules, even if it means paying 30% fee on all purchases to Apple. This is also coming at a time when Apple is fighting against the antitrust laws in Europe for the App Store being a monopoly. This also isn't the first time a company stood up to Apple about this. Last year, Spotify filed a complaint against Apple with the European Commission, saying Apple was using anti-competitive behavior with purchases made through the App Store. Last month, members of Congress conducted a hearing focused on Apple and other tech giants. Plus, the US Department of Justice is preparing to launch an investigation on the company. Apple has also been known to bend this 30% rule for some developers, such as Amazon for their Prime streaming app. I guess Apple sees Amazon as a big enough threat that they don't want to get in a legal battle with them, because they have the means to fight out an expensive lawsuit. A much smaller company, however, might not have as many resources as Amazon. This just shows you, though, that Apple has full control over their store, and it all depends on how they favor you. Epic, though, is standing up for the little guy, because an independent developer still needs to pay that 30% fee, which is a lot for smaller developers. Epic also really doesn't need Apple, as Fortnite is on every other platform, and a majority of players are not on mobile. They are instead on consoles such as Xbox and PlayStation, or even on PC. So Epic really seems like the good guy in this situation. Epic was so ready for the fight that they even made a mocking of Apple's iconic 1984 commercial, with the Fortnite character replacing the lady that swings the hammer, breaking the screen of the oppressor. But this time, the oppressor is Apple. Epic had this video ready to go and knew Fortnite would get removed from the App Store. They were setting Apple up just to make a point and start the process of fighting back against a 30% fee. Epic also put their direct payments in the Android version of Fortnite, and Google followed in Apple's footsteps and removed Fortnite from being on the Google Play Store. Epic is also suing Google for the same reason as Apple. Apple has come out and said it will try and work with Epic to resolve the violations so they can return to the App Store. They also said that Epic willingly agreed to the terms of the App Store, and these terms are applied equally to every developer and designed to keep the store safe for their users. This is obviously not true, however, because Amazon does not pay a 30% fee for making purchases through their app on the App Store. Basically, what they're saying is if Epic does not remove the direct payments, they will not have Fortnite back on the App Store. I think it is good that a developer is publicly sticking up to Apple and finally saying that the 30% fee is way too much for people to pay. This fee wouldn't be as big as a problem if there was an alternative to get apps on Apple devices, but there simply isn't. Apple has total control of their ecosystem, and they play favorites on who they allow to do what, and it is obviously not a leveled playing field. What do you guys think about this whole Apple vs. Epic situation? Could you see a big change coming from Apple? And with that being said, as always, thanks for watching and like and subscribe to see more.